I will ask Manu Buffara, chef owner of Manu restaurant in Brazil, to join us on stage and be our first international guest.
It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm a little bit nervous. Well, I come from a city in South Brazil, Curitiba, and I'm really happy to talk about the city because the city made me happy there, and I think it's the best place to be in Brazil because the city believed me and believed in my ideas. So, I'm gonna read a little bit, but, well, food is a power transforming and we can change. We can use the food and agriculture for change a city. So in 2014, I opened the restaurants in 2011 and I started a project in 2010 to know my state and to know my city and the producer around. And today we have, in the restaurant, we have 20 seats and we have almost 100 producers who work for us. And how is to make these producers not just work for me because they are not mine, they need to be in the city, they need to be happy working and they need to be happy in their land. So we started to do this expedition with some other chefs. So we became a really big group today. We started with just girls, but today we are almost, I think, 20 or 25 chefs. And in 2014, it was a big year to the agriculture because it was the worst year in Brazil. We consume more than 2 billion liters of pesticides in the whole country. And my father, me and my father, we cannot sit this today, yes, but before, my father is a farm, an old farm who really work with a lot of pesticide because this small producer, they need to make money to stay there, so they doesn't have education and information. And that's when I started to working with the city to change that. I cannot change the world, but I can start in my city. I always say to my kids when I go to work, I never say, Mom's going to work. I said, Mom's going to change the world. So in 2014, I went to the city, to the mayor, and then he received me and they said, I have a proposal for you. I know we have some urban gardens in the city, but I know they don't have help, they don't have information and education, and I think I can help you. So we started the project in 2014 with 2 gardens. Today we have 89 gardens around the city, 5,000 people who produce their own food. And we connected these people, this project, with the big seed producer in Brazil, organic seed for them. And we doesn't want to then just produce lettuce, cauliflower, and broccoli. We wanted them to try new types of vegetables and herbs. So that's why we became a part with this seed project for they can give them new seeds and new flavors. And so the garden, it was started in 2014, and 2 years after that, in 2017, I came to the same mayor again, and I asked him, hey, I have a project and I have a friend who work with bees. And he's like, what, Manu? And I said, I have this idea for maybe, we have in Brazil stingly bees. It's native bees from Brazil. We almost forgot to use them because when the Portuguese come to Brazil, they bring the European bees for producing more wax for the Catholic Church. And then our bees doesn't produce wax, and then they are really small, and their honey are amazing, a little bit acid and is impressive. So I came with this idea with Filippo, a good friend of mine, and an expert bee guy, to put some bee houses around the city. And then the mayor looked at me and said, Manu, I don't see the point why we are doing that. And I told him maybe because we need pollination, we need the city better, we need for kids to understand what is this bees coming from, where we come from, to understand our land and what we are doing here. We need to transform. People need to reconnect again with food. People need to understand where their food comes from. And so we start with the bee projects, bee gardens all around the city. Like you walk in a big street and then you see some bee houses all over. And then my father came to me and said, hey, you have he doesn't understand about Instagram, but he said to me, hey, my friends told me you have a lot of followers on Instagram. Why you don't use your Instagram to inspire people? And then I decided to put these bee houses in front of the restaurants. And it was amazing because I inspired so many people around the restaurants and around the city. People started calling us and said, how can I put that in my house? How can I help? How can I do that? And we trying to reconnect the kids again. So it's another project, it's a new one. So we are working with, today we have 120 kids from the school, and they have like 1 hour to come to the garden every day, during 1 week in the month, to come in the garden and work with us, to grab some food, understand, and they be inspired again, inspired for food, and inspired to change the world. Doesn't matter where you are, or doesn't matter which your size, the size of your restaurant. I have 20 covered restaurants in Curitiba. It's not Rio and São Paulo, but it's still a big city. It's 2 billion people live there. But the thing is, if you want to do it, you just connect people. It's really important. It's not just about yourself, but it's about connecting people together. And this is our philosophy in the restaurant. It's connect people, reconnect with the land, and how important it is for the future. I have a philosophy in the restaurant. It's really important to me to be proud of my origins, to be proud of my land, be proud of my family and my culture. That's my big inspiration. Food, cooking is an expression of love, knowledge, technique, authenticity, and respect. Respect for the product, for the farm, for the chef, for my apron, who I wear every day, and my family. My relationship with the vegetables is so deep because they are my inspiration. I believe that we can change the diet of a nation by taking small actions, which begins on the earth or inside our own houses. I fight for the quality of food, for the diversity, and for the work of our local farmers. My food is a way to defending my philosophy and a way to telling a story. Cooking is to respect the timing of everything. Each food needs to have a word, identity, and a tradition. That's some inspiration that I have, and the value of the land, who's my family, my father, and my grandparents told me how important to use your hands, how important it is to taking care about what you're eating. Even animals, I'm not a vegetarian, but even the animals and the vegetables, and I want to teach people how you can use banana skin to do a beef. You can, fry banana skin and cooking with that. How you can use your own trash to do a compost in your own house and apartment. How you can cook with everything. So you just have to be creative. And it's the chef. We need to create. We need to develop food from the waste and to transform that in the new kind of food. This is the future. So now I'm going to pass a video. This video, the poem is not me speaking English because I'm not so good. So it's a friend of mine, but the poem I wrote is for you guys to understand and to think. I hope today I just need plant a little seed inside of your heads, and this seed is just about you guys to grow or put some water in that or forget them. So thank you so much.